Hornady was originally founded in 1949 by Mr. Joyce Hornady. Mr. Hornady was a marksmanship instructor out at the Cornhusker Army Ammunition Plant throughout World War II. And then after the end of the war, he was a ardent shooter, loved to shoot rifles, and really just couldn't find any kind of bullets out there that were meeting his needs for accuracy and performance. So he went into business making bullets himself, and that's basically the foundation of our company. We have made bullets since 1949, and we still do today. It wasn't until about 1958 that we moved out to this current location here on the western side of town. Prior to that, Mr. Hornady ran an operation in a rented garage downtown on 4th Street in Grand Island. Since then, the building has been added onto several times, and we've added new additions to the facility and to our production to include ammunition, cartridge cases, and an acquisition of Pacific Reloading back in the 1970s that is now Hornady Reloading. Even now today, we've had a recent addition of Hornady security products.
All right, welcome to Hornady. My name is Joe Thielen. I help manage and run our engineering department in the ballistics lab here at Hornady. We're going to go out and we're going to take a look at how we make bullets and ammunition today. All right, here we are at lead extrusion. This is where we take our billets of lead that we've cast and we extrude them into wire. These will get headed into bullet cores. Here we are at cupping. Here's where we take our copper strip yielding metal and we form it into the cup, which is more like a cereal bowl, and this will be the bullet jacket for all of our cup and core bullets. All right, so now we've got our wire. Now we're going to feed this into a header and we're going to cut this into slugs. They're very precise weight. And these will be the bullet cores for your cup and core bullets. Here we are at a bullet press. This is where we feed in our cup that we made and we draw it out. You can see the jacket being drawn out. Then we feed in our lead core, and then we'll flip it over and swedge it up into the finer bullet shape. When we get done off of this press, we have a net shaped bullet. And once we get done here off the bullet press, we'll actually take these bullets and we shoot them for performance, box them, and send them out the door. Well, here is ammo assembly. You can see we feed in a cartridge case, feed in the powder, the projectile, weigh the powder, and then kick out the loaded round of ammo. And after it comes off this press, we test it for pressure and velocity to make sure it meets all the requirements, and then it is ready to go. All right, so now that we've got our bullets made, we bring them down here to the ballistics lab, and they're going to test them for accuracy. All of our bullets have to pass a precision requirement, whether it's at 100 or 200 yards. And they have to shoot a ½ inch to 6/10 to 1 inch at 100 or 200 yards to pass our accuracy requirements.
Pressure barrel goes in the universal receiver. Locking collar goes on the pressure barrel. Locks the barrel into the universal receiver. You tap it down with a hammer to make sure it's tight. Take the transducer wire, apply it to the transducer. Raise the breech block. insert the striker, and the gun's ready to fire.
All right, so here at Hornady, anytime we load any ammunition, we hand inspect all of it before we put it in a box and ship it out the door. We want to make sure that we're delivering the highest quality ammunition to our customers around the world.
We've got a few of our rifle hunting bullets out here to cover. The first one is the interlock bullet. This is a traditional spire point Spitzer type design, particularly in this instance here. We do have it in a flat point as well. The bullets are constructed, it's a it's a gilding metal jackets with a lead alloy core. These bullets have been around in existence essentially since the company started in 1949, with some modifications along the way, particularly its namesake, the interlock feature. The next bullet we have over here, this is the SST, short for Super Shock Tip Bullet. This bullet came out in the 90s and was the first projectile that Hornady made, or one of the first anyway, along with the VMAX, with a polymer tip on the projectile itself. These bullets are built essentially like the interlock bullet, with the exception that they do have a tip here that gives them a very uniform ballistic coefficient across the board. All things being equal with these two projectiles, let's say you fired them both out of a .308 and they're both the same weight bullet, the interlock bullet, again at the same distances, would probably retain about 70% of its weight, whereas the SST would retain about 60% of its weight. So the SST is a little bit more volatile than the interlock is in this traditional bullet size or style. Over here we have the GMX. This is a newer addition to the Hornady line. If I'm not mistaken, we brought that out in around 2009. The GMX is a copper alloy bullet. It's 100% copper alloy with the polymer tip on the end. There's no lead in this. It's a lead-free projectile. Gives you excellent penetration. It expands to about 1.5 times its original diameter. High weight retention, 95+% weight retention pretty much all the time. So for shots where you would be looking at maybe taking an angled shot, maybe quartering on, quartering away, where you have to fish it right up into the vitals, the GMX is an excellent choice. And pretty much always gives you an exit wound, so if there's blood trailing that's needed, the GMX is a great choice for that. The next projectile we have over here, this is the ELDX. This is a brand new bullet brought out by us last year. This bullet is a cup and core bullet. It has a lead alloy core as well as a gilding metal jacket. Now this is a match accurate hunting bullet right here. They're pretty much all long for caliber, supremely accurate, half minute of angle at least. But they also have the advantage of having this heat shield tip incorporated into their construction. Now, we were doing a bunch of testing and we had a Doppler radar, and the Doppler radar was showing us a few things that we hadn't quite noticed in the past. And one of those was that through the testing, it essentially revealed that conventional polymer tips were melting in flight, particularly at higher velocities and over longer distances. So we then set about to identify a heat-resistant polymer that we could then use to mold and put into our projectiles for this particular project and its sister product, the ELD match bullet for match shooters. And what we have here, this is the ELDX projectile. Extremely low drag, expanding. This is really the pinnacle of Hornady design and manufacture as far as any bullets go since the inception of the company. This bullet here wraps it all up. Now all these projectiles are available in separate lines here of ammunition, as well as component bullets for hand loaders. For our European clientele, we do have the Superformance International product line featuring the GMX and now also the ETX bullet, which I don't have one here, but it is a round nose copper alloy projectile, also non-lead or lead-free bullet. The other option we have is the Custom International line of ammunition, features our interlock bullets as well as some other bullets in the Custom International line. The major difference between these two obviously would be some of the bullet choices, but Superformance International line of ammunition is really 100 to 200 feet per second faster. So there's a lot more velocity here with this particular load than there is with the conventionally loaded Custom International. The newest line of ammunition that we have is the Precision Hunter line of ammunition, which is loaded only with our ELDX projectiles. Again, match accurate loads. We are talking half minute of angle, everything from 6.5 Creedmoor on up to the biggest 30 cals that are out there right now. Another line of ammunition that we have is full bore. Now full bore features GMX bullets only, so it's all lead-free projectiles. But unlike Superformance International, this is loaded to conventional velocities. Sometimes some guns without a real stiff action or a stiff barrel, the faster velocities generated out of the Superformance may not shoot as accurately. So in some cases, the full bore line of ammunition would do a little bit better in those guns. The last line of ammunition that we have here, this is the American Whitetail line of ammunition, loaded only with the interlock projectiles. This is a classic offering that we've had great success with here in the United States as well as abroad. Conventional velocities, excellent accuracy, and just traditional performance that people have come to expect from Hornady since 1949. As far as different applications for different game, essentially all of these projectiles here are good for medium to large size animals, with the exception of maybe the largest bears, but depending on the bullet caliber and the bullet weight, perfectly suitable for animals up to and including elk. Let's say for driven boar, things like that, the GMX would probably have the edge, because you will get generally you will get an exit wound, so if there's any kind of blood trail that's needed, it will pretty much always deliver that for you. The SST delivers rapid incapacitation in that it delivers a lot of that energy inside the body cavity of the animal. The interlock, kind of a mainstay, staple product, about 70% weight retention, again depending on the range or the velocity of the impact. But they do have a little bit of differences and intricacies that make them suitable for different situations. But pretty much every one of these projectiles here would be an excellent 80% solution almost all of the time. The edge going to the ELDX for anything at extended range though, by far. That's pretty much it in a nutshell here on some of the projectiles we have. We do have many others, particularly for varmint hunters and pistol shooters and match shooters. So for more on these and the rest of the Hornady products, please take a look at our website at www.hornady.com.
All right, now that we've been through our plant, as you can see, we make thousands of projectiles. We're one of the world leaders in making bullets, individual projectiles. We make bullets for hunting, we make bullets for law enforcement. We handle customers all over the world, as well as here in the United States. And I hope you've enjoyed your look at Hornady manufacturing today. And you can check us out at Hornady.com and check out all of our different types of bullets and ammunition on there, as well as cartridge cases and reloading tools.